talking franchises here, bud.
All right, listen, we've reached the end of this franchise. We're covering the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Today we're covering the ones on Stranger Tides and Dead Men Tell No Tales. I feel like people don't actually give a shit about these two, so at least I don't have to hear comments this week about how I'm wrong for not liking these movies. So, leave those to yourself. I don't want to hear that Pirates 4 and Pirates 5 are underrated. If you tell me that, you're banned. All right. Daniel Ehrenberg here. I'm the host of the franchise. We're doing these two Johnny Depp spectaculars. Over there is Logan B. Adair, my co-host. Have you seen both of these before we're covering them?
I have seen neither of them, Daniel.
Neither.
But I have something to tell you. I'm sorry, but the whole time on this episode, I'm just going to be telling you about how both of these are underrated. So
Is that true?
No.
All right, great. I'm glad that was a joke. Because I can't even. I'm feeling hot, Logan. I might have jumped down your throat just now if that was true.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem are married.
Yeah.
Was she like, hey, get in on this Pirates action? It was so much fun the last time.
Yeah, legitimately, I read that that's what happened. I mean, Javier Bardem said she told him to do it because it's a good working environment. I think she probably told him to do it because they shell out $30 million to just about anyone who gets any screen time in these fucking pieces of shit.
It's a good working environment for the one woman in that movie that they're just like showing her boobs in every shot. That's a good working environment.
Yeah, and she
Not
was
that
pregnant
it wouldn't be.
too.
I mean, oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
those
amazing.
boobs. You know why those boobs were so good looking? They were developing milk.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Why is Javier Bardem so much less locked in than she is?
Did you feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, a few times he'd be like, this is a line that I can like do something fun with.
Yeah.
But it felt a lot like he was just reading the lines.
Well, what else are you going to do? I do think that Dead Men Tell No Tales felt more undercooked than on Stranger Tides. I think Penelope Cruz just had more to work with.
More than he did, for sure. There's way more stuff going on Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah, but it's all just like whatever, you know? Like there's like we meet like a young handsome guy, and then we're like the first hour of the movie is just building all these new characters, and then we do basically nothing with them. He like meets a mermaid, then they go fuck under the water, and we never see him again.
Yeah, no. It gets to the end, and they're like, Jack, we're gonna kill Henry if you don't comply. And it's like, first of all, like Jack hates his parents. It's not even a situation where like Jack has love for his parents and he like has to keep this kid alive for them. And there hasn't been one interaction between these two characters that makes me think they like each other. So this is a complete non-starter, this whole thing for me.
Brenton Thwaites, is that the name of this actor?
Yeah,
that's quite a name.
Yeah.
Is he better or worse than Sam Claflin?
Who's
the fourth one?
The guy with the mermaid?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, I forgot. I've said the mermaid stuff. That's from the fourth one, not the fifth one. I fucked that up already.
Yeah, we've sort of bounced back and forth.
Yeah.
I would say the guy from the fourth one was better. Although he's probably the LVP.
I can't even... you know what's insane? Literally under 10 minutes ago, like before we got on the phone, like I was doing research on both those actors. I read about them both, and now we're recording the podcast, and I can't tell you which is which.
I could tell you if I had a photo.
What is Sam Claflin known for?
I would assume on Stranger Tides.
Oh, okay. He's the one I knew because I saw him on that boat movie with Shailene Woodley. You know, where they're adrift at sea. It's a film called Adrift.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that in theaters, you know. It's not as sexy as those pictures of Justin Long and Amanda Seyfried adrift at sea.
Yeah. That's him. I don't think I knew
that. Hey, if you were wondering whose boner that is, that Amanda Seyfried is looking at so lovingly in those pictures, that is Justin Long's.
I won't strip away his last name. I'll tell you that much.
American. No, it's all right looking. American Scream Queen Justin Long and his nice hog.
They're not together right now, right?
I don't think so.
Who are they with? Either of them?
I don't fucking. You really want? You think I know off the top of my head who both of those people are dating?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Okay, I don't.
Okay.
Let's see. Amanda Seyfried is currently with the actor Thomas Sadowski, who was in The Newsroom, among other things. Familiar with him?
No.
All right. Well, that didn't help you out much. And Justin Jacob Long, according to his Wikipedia, is married currently to one Kate Bosworth.
Oh wow.
And I'm sure enjoying that one of her eyes is a different color than the other one.
Sure.
So that's the one thing everyone knows about Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
My Lois Lane.
Okay.
That's
She's in the
right.
Superman Returns.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. Let's get into it. On Stranger Tides, huh?
Yeah, the highest budgeted film of all time, at least when it
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah. And it's only been topped twice.
Okay, tell me. Avengers, Avatar?
No, not even. Not even.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides cost more to make than both Avengers Endgame and Avatar. I mean, and that is a real problem I have with this movie. We'll talk about it in a second. The only two movies that cost more to make than this, surprisingly, are at number one, Star Wars The Force Awakens,
Mhm.
and at number two, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. My
Henry's
former
favorite.
co-host, favorite Jurassic Park film.
There's a moment in Dead Men Tell No Tales that reminded me of Fallen Kingdom. Do you know what I'm talking about?
In Dead Men Tell No Tales, did like a little sea creature give a little wink to the camera?
No, although that would have been great.
Okay.
This has been done in a bunch of movies, but I do think about I think Jurassic World Fallen that was so effective. It is what I think about now. There's a part when they're on the ship and it's like the David Wenham character is like screaming at him like I'm gonna get you guys, and then there's a lightning flash behind him and you see the ghost ship is right behind him. You remember at the start they show the dinosaur like that?
Yeah,
that is sort of like the prime example of a lightning flash I think of now. So shout out to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, who directed that one?
Bayona?
Yeah, I think you're right. Good call.
J.A. Bayona?
Yeah, old J.A.
What'd he do since then?
Had a cool name.
Okay.
Are you looking it up?
Oh no, I thought I'm sorry. I thought that you were. I could.
I will. J.A. Bayona. I'll tell you. This is a section of the show I like to call Bayona Update.
Oh wait, that's the ESPN. That's just like
No,
flat out the ESPN.
That was good. You just play that. Let's see. Since Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I'll tell you what he's been doing. 2 episodes of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Any of it we watched? Yes, season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2.
It's the only 2
we definitely watched those.
Yeah,
we might have watched 3 or 4, but we definitely watched the first 2.
Looks like he's also making a film right now that's like it's a Spanish film and it's like based on the same shit that movie Alive is based on.
Yeah, I see this. It's really long. Why is that the case?
Yeah, because I'll have you know that I've seen the film Alive that's also based on that.
That's got to be like 140.
I believe it's 125.
The 125. What are we? No, Alive is 2 hours and 8 minutes. Holy shit! You're misremembering Alive.
I said 125.
Oh, as in 125 minutes. I thought you meant an hour 25.
No.
That would have been awesome. If
oh my god,
that would have been my favorite movie ever.
They'd be eating each other a half hour in. Do that.
That'd be a huge complaint. People, you're right. You have to make it long so that you buy into it. That's a good point, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about On Stranger Tides. We've got a new director. Because they reached out to Verbinski. He was doing Rango, so he was like, "I'm good. Let's pick someone else."
That came back though. Yeah, he could double dip.
Well, you know why Depp came back?
Because he's the star.
How about his salary for this movie of $55.5 million up front?
Is that a record?
That is so much bigger than I've ever heard anyone.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly, that's fucking stupid. Like the most I've heard is like people are like, "Oh, I got like 25 million or something."
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
50
remember when
million.
Will Smith got 25 for I Am Legend, and that was like a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp's
Denzel,
more
we just
than
talked about he gets
doubling
20
that.
for Equalizers.
That's right. Yeah. The
50.
first actor to ever get $20 million for a movie. It was a record at the time. Jim Carrey for The Cable Guy in 1996.
That's 1996.
Yes.
He's like barely fucking started. They're just giving him the
I know.
record. That's crazy.
His first year
Like
in the
Patrick
business.
Mahomes.
His first year in the business. Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber all that same year, man. They thought like he
Yeah.
could not miss.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Right.
Yeah, very, very soon. So Rob Marshall is our new director. He got his start as a dancer, okay, and I think like he got injured or something. It's like sort of a wrestler that has to become a manager or something.
So he became
a
Disney's
choreographer.
Rob Marshall.
Yeah, he became a choreographer at first, and he choreographed Julie Andrews' performance in Victor Victoria in the 90s, which was like a big deal. And that got him his first directing work, which was the TV movie version of Annie, which I believe has Victor Garber as Daddy Warbucks, if I remember properly. And then he went off and started making studio movies. And he had so much success right off the bat that he's still working at it. They keep giving him movies. All of them are bad, but god damn it if this guy can't take a budget, and then a few months later you have a movie that you could put out.
Come on, you don't even know. You didn't
What?
see Mary Poppins. You didn't see Little Mermaid. His latest two movies.
Are those good?
Mary Poppins wasn't.
All right.
I didn't see Little Mermaid. Did you see Into the Woods?
No.
Okay, see, you don't even know.
I'm talking shit
Yeah,
without
you haven't seen his three most recent movies, so I feel like you should see those.
I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean though, and I've seen his movie that he was nominated for an Oscar for, Chicago.
Not
Okay.
9 or Memoirs of a Geisha.
I saw Memoirs of a Geisha in the theaters. That's the movie I went on what I thought was a date. And then as I was paying for the ticket for the girl, she turned to me and said, "You know, this isn't a date, right?"
Yeah, I've heard that story before.
Yeah, yeah. So I saw
So
that.
you've only
in
seen
theaters.
2 of his like 7 movies.
Yeah, I saw the first 2, and then I was like, "This guy sucks. I'm not going to watch his movies anymore."
Fair enough.
And I've heard he's only gotten worse. I mean, wait, didn't he do Cats?
No,
He didn't do that one.
and I'm not seeing that here.
All right. Because that I've seen. All right. I
Yeah,
watched
that's
Cats.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's like worse than you can imagine.
I'm looking at this guy. They're all
That's
over.
Tom Hooper.
Oh, Tom Hooper. God,
He did
sucks
Les
in-
Mis. That's
Yeah, I think I like him even less than Rob Marshall.
The Danish Girl, The King's Speech.
Yeah, that guy's a menace. Rob Marshall, he makes these big budget movies. You can ignore him if you want to. Like he's never made a movie I've like really like wanted to be good. You know,
Right.
so I don't care that much. But like, Tom Hooper, I feel like he always makes movies with like potential and then just makes them shitty.
That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, Marshall, that's our man. And Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, they're back to write, the Shrek fellas. All right. This movie came out on May 20th, 2011.
There should be more pop culture references in these movies.
It takes place a long time ago. It's the problem.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
damn, you're right.
Yeah.
But they
What
can
do you
make
want
Star
them
Wars
to-
references. That's a long time ago.
I
in a
don't
galaxy
think
far, far away. That could be even before this time.
I know, but you got to understand it took place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but we only know them as the films, which are period pieces, Logan. So those wouldn't have come out yet.
Oh yeah, you got me. They wouldn't be
Yeah.
like, "Arg, may the force be with you, matey."
Yeah. Absolutely. I couldn't see that happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think so. By the way, I did a little research.
May
on,
on the force be with thee.
I did a little research on Gibbs. the guy with the mutton chops.
Hey, that's the guy I was just kind of doing an impression of just now.
Yeah, that's kind of why I thought of him.
Yeah.
He did you know he played King Lear on the stage? I believe on the stage he was.
I
King
mean,
Lear.
that doesn't surprise me. He's like a real actor.
Yeah, that'd be fun. It's like you get signed up for King Lear and you like look to see who King Lear is, and it's the guy from the Pirates movies. That'd be so fun.
I think Denzel did King Lear on the stage once.
He was King Lear.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
That's really cool.
He likes
I think
to
like
do-
Andrew.
he likes to
Garfield
pop
should do it.
into some Shakespeare every so often. Denzel.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
He's like
why
a
do you
real
think?
actor.
Why do you think? Yeah, I know. Why do you
Like,
think
he
Andrew
likes to stretch
Garfield-
every muscle there is. I don't know. I just think a young guy being him would be funny.
King Lear?
Yeah,
King Lear can't have a baby head.
that's why it'd be funny. We're
Yeah.
going for like a funny version.
Yeah, it'd be like the Boss Baby, King Lear.
He would be like bossing everybody around too.
Yeah. If they made a live action version of the Boss Baby, I think Andrew Garfield should play it. So this came out on a budget of $410 million and it made 1.046 billion at the box office.
How? Who went to see this movie?
People love them. It was number 5 for the year. How about this? The 2 movies behind it on the box office rankings. This is movies that this made more money than, include Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol and Fast 5.
That's freaking crazy.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. By the way,
Um,
did you like the Fast Five part of the next movie?
I did think of Fast 5 exclusively. For
I
the
think that's
entire
what they were
part.
thinking of also.
Yeah, I think so too.
That was fun though. I like that part.
It was all right. So it came in at number 5 overall for the box office. So I will say, like, highest grossing movie ever made should probably get you the highest budget. I mean, highest budget movie ever made should get you the highest grossing movie of the year, but it doesn't. It's number 5 behind Hangover 2, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, Transformers Dark of the Moon, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah. Well, you weren't. That's crazy. Harry Potter was that low.
No, that's number 1. I won 5-1.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, of course you did. Well, you weren't going to beat Harry Potter, so you weren't going to get the number 1 spot, right?
Yeah, but surely you should be able to beat Hangover 2.
Yeah, a few of those were weird.
Yeah. Nominated for some Kids' Choice Awards. That's it. Like, and some People's Choice Awards.
It's the Kids' Choice Awards. It's KCA to you, but it's the kids making the choice, making the choice, making the choice. Yeah.
At the Kids' Choice, Johnny Depp was nominated for Best Actor, Logan, but he lost to Adam Sandler for his multiple roles in the classic film Jack and Jill.
Okay. Can I say
Yeah,
something
yeah.
about Johnny Depp? I think he's pretty good throughout this whole series. Like, people are probably going to say he gets lazy at a certain point, and maybe he does get lazier. But I think that he's real. He is this character. Like, he fully captures this guy.
Well, by the 4th and 5th movies, we're not even making movies anymore. They're just Johnny Depp delivery systems.
But I think he's in it the whole time.
I guess I just don't I'm not impressed by the character. It's just, yeah, it's all ticks. It's eyeliner and it's a Keith Richards impression. It's fun. I could see how for like a movie or two, like this was a
It's
novelty.
really consistent.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by it. I don't know.
All right. I mean, you're allowed to be.
Thanks.
I think it's fine. It's clearly the breakout performance. Like you watch these 4th and 5th ones, they would not exist. Like if Johnny Depp said no to these movies, there's no way to make these movies. I remember after the 3rd one, they interviewed Jerry Bruckheimer somewhere, and he was like, "We're done with Pirates of the Caribbean. Like that's the end of the franchise. But what we want to do is make spin-off movies." And then, like, I think they thought about it and they're like, there's nothing to spin off. All we have is Jack Sparrow. If we don't have Jack Sparrow, we do not have a franchise.
What happened to those 2 goofy guys? The guy with the eyeball. We just never saw them.
Oh, yeah. I read that they didn't get the offer for the fourth one, and then they wanted them to show up in the fifth one when like everyone was like leaving Jack Sparrow at the beginning or whatever, but they were doing other shit.
I feel like I was looking in the background in that scene, checking for those guys.
Yeah, like Mackenzie Crook, he was working on like a BBC show, and he was like, I would have come back if like we had like an actual part, but like they literally just wanted me there for like a month, and I like had no lines, so like I just didn't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember their resolution from those other movies, but I felt like they were like sort of a part of the crew.
No, for sure. Yeah, yeah. They should have been included.
Like they didn't go with Will and Elizabeth or anything, right?
No, no. I mean, and we certainly don't see them in the fifth one when we check in with Will and Elizabeth.
That would be funny. They pop out. They're like living with them in the guest house.
That'd be great. I would have popped for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so Uncle Vernon from Harry Potter, he says, Jack Sparrow, go find me the Fountain of Youth. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's having fun.
He's having a lot of fun. He's about to die in a few years, but
He
he's
looks
fun.
like it. He looks like it. Like I'm surprised he's not dead already. I mean, this man, if you wake up every day and that's how like you're a human being and that's how your body is moving and that's how words are flowing out of your mouth, you're gonna die soon.
Yeah, I'd be very concerned every day that I would not wake up
Yeah.
the next day.
You're gonna die, Harry.
He didn't
Isn't
say
that
that
from
to
the
him.
movies? Oh, all right, never mind. I was just trying to make a Harry Potter reference.
And
But I read that Depp got him the role. Depp had like unbelievable power on the set of this fourth movie. And so a few of the actors that are in the cast were just like Johnny Depp was like, can you get my friend or an actor I respect? Do it.
really, does he love the
Yeah.
Beatles? Is that why Paul McCartney's in the next movie?
No, I read that they tried to get Keith Richards and he was not available. So they looked for
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a rock
Yeah,
and
that is
roll
weird. He's like, "Hey,
legend.
uncle, what's up, uncle?" He
Yeah.
calls him his uncle. Yeah, that was odd, but whatever.
But yeah, I read for this guy, he's just a big fan of the film Withnail and I, and so he was like, get that guy.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
all right. So by the way, I want to bring something up. Jack Sparrow at the beginning, he's an imposter. He's pretending to be like the judge, right?
Yeah,
Did you catch his name?
no.
His name is Justice Smith. Now, do you know who that is? He's an
Yeah,
actor.
yeah. He's
I think also from Jurassic World: Fallen
is
Kingdom.
he in Detective Pikachu?
He is the Detective Pikachu guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird though. His name, but this is before that guy was a big deal. I guess this is 2011.
It's spelled different. I'll say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's
But I
spelled
thought that
sort
was
of
really fun.
like I when I saw in the subtitles, I was like, I thought it would be Smythe, but it's not Smith.
What's the difference?
I don't know. They popped a Y in there instead of an I.
I thought you were adding an E to the end. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Ian McShane, is he like Ian McShane?
Yeah, he's the MVP of this.
That's a Johnny Depp favor, you think? Get my buddy Ian.
No, this one isn't actually. Ian McShane had auditioned for Davy Jones back in the day. So they had him in mind. Like they considered him heavily for that part, and then they ended up going with Bill Nye. So they were like, who could play a good villain is that guy.
MVP, really?
Who are you gonna give it to?
Either Johnny Depp or Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, I mean Penelope Cruz, I can see. I'm a big fan of Ian McShane going back to Deadwood. I think he's a great actor. I think he really brings it. I think it's like if you can't get Al Pacino, but you need someone who's gonna bring that energy, get Ian McShane. He'll do that.
I like that.
And yeah, he does. I think he's really good in this. Like I perked up when he was on screen in a way that I really had little interest when he wasn't.
I liked his first scene when he's like doing some like magical shit and he's like really commanding everything.
After the mutiny.
Yes. And then later on when it's like more of the big battles, it felt like it was just like a guy that they put a bunch of outfits on, a bunch of layers on, and they were like, try to like move and act. But when he first shows up, that's his best scene, I think, by far.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he had like actual dialogue. They thought about that scene because it's the introduction of the character.
Like
I
throughout
mean,
the fighting, they'll have one-liners and quips and stuff. I didn't really love them then.
There, I lose interest in fighting at the best of times. Okay, and
Same.
this movie, like, if all you got's fighting, I'm not interested. All right, it's why like John Wick doesn't really do it for me the way it does for other people. But these movies, the fighting is a fucking menace. It's the last full hour, if not more, of every one of these movies. Okay, and it's never interesting. It's just chaos. All it is a bunch of people running around. Every one of these movies, they introduce it. It's like, okay, we see Johnny Depp, right? This is a Pirates of the. I'm going to write you a Pirates of the Caribbean movie right now. You ready? All right. Early on, you get a prologue of some bullshit you don't care about that's setting up a MacGuffin that is later going to need to be gotten in the movie. Okay, and that's going to be the plot. Is we're going to be chasing after a MacGuffin. All right. Then present day, you see Johnny Depp. He's gotten himself into some hijinks. Okay, and you know that in the next 5 minutes, he's going to try and not be caught, but he's going to be caught, and then he's going to run away. All right. So you're looking at 20 minutes of time, right?
But in being caught, he's going to meet more people who are going to like be a part of his crew later on.
That's right. Okay. And so, you know, you're looking at an action sequence, you can tune out. This is what I learned. I learned when I can tune out of these movies. You could totally tune out. Don't worry about it. Nothing is going to happen for the next 20 minutes. All right. Then Johnny Depp is going to talk to these new characters. That MacGuffin that was set up in the prologue is going to come back. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Then they go on their mission. We meet one villain who's got some sort of a supernatural thing that's a connection to the sea, probably a curse, usually involves heavy CGI. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then, because of the fucking thing that happened earlier, whatever hijinks Johnny Depp was in, some regiment of army is after them as
exactly.
well.
There's an extra element of bad guy.
That's right. Okay. He's wanted by the law. All right. Then it all comes down to the final hour of the movie, which everyone arrives at the MacGuffin around the same time. Okay. And it's Johnny Depp and his crew fighting the villain and his crew, fighting the regiment of humans from usually Britain or Spain. And then it ends up with Johnny Depp. They get the MacGuffin. Usually no one gets it. They end up having to destroy it at the end of the movie to keep everyone safe. All right. And then Johnny Depp does some snarktastic shit. Then we spend about a half hour setting up another movie that we're never going to see. So you can ignore that part too.
But in every battle, Jack Sparrow has the opportunity to do something selfish and bad, but decides to do something for the greater good because he is a good guy at the end of the day.
Yeah. And we don't need to go through that exact arc 5 movies in a row, but we do.
Yeah, every single time. You're right about that.
All right, so that I don't feel the need to talk about these movies anymore. If you want, we could go through and fill in like who it was. Like in On Stranger Tides, it's like
a Mad Libs.
The regiment is a Spanish crew. Okay, the villain's ship is Ian McShane with Penelope Cruz pretending to be his sister. I mean his daughter or whatever. And by the way, these movies had the exact same arc. It's just like the villain thinks the main girl is his daughter. In this one,
Barbossa is not a villain.
In this one he was lying, and the next one it turns out he was.
You mean Barbossa?
Can I get into Barbossa too? I think Hector Barbossa, is that his name?
Yep.
It might be the least interesting character in film history.
I kind of agree with you. What is going on with this guy?
He's in all fucking... We bring back this guy incessantly as though he's the fucking breakout star of the world.
The world, not even this
is-
franchise, not even movies, of the entire world. This guy's the main character, it seems like.
It is completely fucking insane. All right, they treat this character like it's absolute royalty. Like these movies could not succeed without Hector Barbossa's arc. All right, and I'm just like, I never once cared. He's a fucking ghost. He's a villain. He's a good guy. He's a human. He's got one leg. He's got two legs. I don't care what the fuck you do with this character. I do not fucking care.
I agree. But Barbossa's in more Pirates movies in a row than Han Solo is in Star Wars movies total.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that's true, but it sounds funny when I say that.
I think you might be right.
Well, Han Solo has a whole spin-off movie also.
But I mean, it's not really Han Solo. It's all
Actually, I think they're
Aaron
tied. 'Cause he
Wright.
has the 3 originals, and then he's in Force Awakens, and then he comes back for the last one. I don't think he's in Last Jedi. So they each have 5.
Yeah. But they
Anyway.
really do. But they treat him like that. They think he's like Boba Fett or something. Like
That's
people
good, too.
want to see this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And now in this one, he's got a peg leg. He
The
shows
fourth
up, he
one?
lost his leg. Yeah,
The
this is
fifth
the one
one.
where he has his peg leg.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
so-
thought Penelope Cruz was charming.
Me
She's
too.
always good.
yeah,
You can bring it. And I thought she had nice chemistry with Depp too.
I agree. That they were both very good together.
All right, so that kept me hanging on. I thought Ian McShane was fine. This was better than the 5th one and the 3rd one.
I agree. I'll be honest, I kind of like this one.
I didn't, but if I'm looking, I'm just thinking
It was
about
kind of funny. It
rankings
was
right
kind of
now.
funny. This was probably the funniest one.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what else I liked in this one? The sound design. I feel like there were lots of good like off-screen clink. This franchise is good for that. You got like bottles rolling around, smashing. You got swords and cannons. Lots of good sound design in this franchise.
Yeah, except I hate the score.
Yeah, that's when you know you can check out when the score comes in, because then you know you're in for like 10, 15 minutes. Probably longer.
Yeah, of just a symphony fucking banging at you.
I like it, but it's nonsense.
Yeah, it's not Zimmer in the 5th one. They finally replaced him. Did you notice that?
I thought they got Zimmer's like bitch or something, didn't they?
What?
Wasn't it like we got Hans Zimmer's assistant?
Hans Zimmer's bitch.
It was like his assistant.
I didn't know that.
I thought that's what you told me. Hans Zimmer's assistant. I don't remember.
What do you mean,
Um,
Hans Zimmer? I told you that?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's what you said. This is Hans Zimmer though.
No, he's not in the 5th one, but I didn't know the guy they replaced him with was his assistant.
No, I thought that you said Hans Zimmer's assistant did all these. I thought he was like.
I thought it was Hans Zimmer doing all of these.
I mean, you're probably right. Maybe I'm confused.
I'm right. Yeah, I am right.
Yeah,
And they
I don't even know what I'm
replaced
thinking
it.
about.
Yeah, but you were right that they replaced him with one of his proteges, Jeff
Okay.
Zanelli.
All right.
All right. What a great protege.
Yeah.
He
guess so.
he met Hans Zimmer at 19 years old. Hope everything was all right there. And I mean, whatever. He's done some movies. How about this? He's the composer behind the score of Disturbia.
What's the score of Disturbia?
I don't know.
What's the least memorable part
How
about
about
that
this?
movie?
He also did Gamer with
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, blah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So good for this guy. All right. You have anything to say about the 4th one?
I thought they did a good job whenever Jack Sparrow gets the drop of water in the chalice or the tear or whatever. He
Oh
like they
my god!
it's the right one that he
Exhausting.
gives him that he gives the one in the right hand, you know, like the correct hand. Good job
Yep.
there. I like the ending. I like when he drops Penelope Cruz off on that island, and she's like, "I'm pregnant," and he's like, "I've never been that drunk. You're not gonna trick me."
Did you watch The Stinger?
What happened?
There's stingers in both of these movies, dude. In the
Yeah.
in the 4th one, it's kind of just like a funny thing, but in the 5th one, it's them setting up more movies. The fourth one is a voodoo doll of Jack Sparrow like washes up on shore of that island, and she gets all excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like stingers like that way more than like
Oh, same.
Doomsday is coming.
Listen, the best stinger of all time
Shawarma, you gonna say?
is shawarma. Yeah.
You are biased.
Biased. What am I biased for?
Whedon, New York.
I don't give a shit about any of that.
God, my God, that's your two favorite things ever.
Whedon and New York.
Whedon and New York. That's your entire
I thought you were
personality.
gonna at least say Marvel Comics. I like
Oh yeah,
them.
your three favorite things. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess. What's better though?
We should actually do that. That's actually something that would be fun to do.
Let's rank every stinger scene in history.
Oh well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Does Ready to
I doubt
Rumble
that's
have a stinger scene?
Ready to Rumble?
Yeah.
What's that?
You know that WCW movie you watched with David Arquette? Did that have a stinger scene?
What do you mean, like with Sting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's because Sting showed up.
Okay, yeah. No, not that I remember.
That's a good joke.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
All right. All right. What do you give this fourth one?
I give it 2.
I was also gonna give it a 2.
Did you like the scene with the mermaids?
No, I really didn't, but I liked the aesthetic of the mermaids. You know, the whole vampire thing was interesting. And then I actually thought the way the scene was shot at the end where she like grabbed him underwater was cool.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. It is interesting that this was the highest budgeted movie ever.
I will say that may be the biggest problem of this movie because you remember I said we talked about I said this was the third highest budget movie of all time. And what were your two guesses for the highest budget movie of all time?
Avatar and the Avengers.
Yeah. And the reason for that is all four of those Avengers movies and Avatar, you can really see the budget on the screen. All right. They are huge movies, epic movies, big fucking movies. Like someone tells you those cost $400 million to make, you can see where that money went. Okay.
And why it went into that. This doesn't
Exactly.
make sense.
I'm looking at this movie. It's only 4 years after the third movie, which was like a big hit. And I mean, I understand you got to pay Johnny Depp like an exorbitant amount of money.
That is a lot of money.
But you're telling me that this is the highest grossing, highest budgeted movie ever made. And I'm like, I just don't see it. Like, after I read that, I was almost looking forward to watching it just because I was like, what the fuck are they going to do with that budget? Are there aliens in this one? I mean, is the Kraken going to come back even bigger and be like this awesome monster fight or something? I don't know. Is it going to be like some kind of all-star cast? They're going to run into a pirate ship. It's going to be Brad Pitt and George Clooney and shit. Like, that would be wild. You know, I'm all those things are going through my brain, and then I'm watching the movie, and it's just another Pirates movie. It doesn't seem remotely bigger than the previous. If anything, if I had to guess, I would have said Outworld's End cost more than this.
I agree with that. And I actually thought toward the end, it looked the most like they were fighting on like a legitimate soundstage at the end with like the whole Fountain of Youth part. I thought they all seemed together within the same space, and it seemed like it would have cost less than a lot of the other movies.
Yeah, I think part of that is Rob Marshall's fault. He just doesn't know how to harness this budget to create something like that. It's not part of his expertise. They asked him to come back for the fifth movie. He turned it down because he was doing Into the Woods. I think Into the Woods is closer to the kind of film Rob Marshall feels most comfortable making. You know, this is him attempting a big movie, and good for him. It's by no means a disaster or anything. I actually think it's better than the previous entry in the franchise. But like, I mean, this is the highest budgeted movie of all time. Like, that's a problem. Like, Disney, I mean, after giving him $410 million to make the movie, I would think at a test screening, they'd be wondering where the fuck that money went.
I do think it's only that high ahead of the others because of Johnny Depp, though. I think if you take that out, it is about the same.
I kind of agree with that, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the part where he bounces on the coconut trees? Remember that part?
You know, I don't really. And you that was your whole review.
Him and Barbosa are tied up to a tree. And
Well, that's why I wasn't interested.
he climbs up it backwards, right? He like climbs the tree, like using his feet, and he gets up to the top, and then he like slingshots himself up and starts like using coconuts to throw it at people. I don't know. That probably cost him money.
The slingshot move.
Yeah. What about at the end when Blackbeard gets there's like a water tornado that blends him up basically.
Yeah.
He like turns into a skeleton. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, that's a big special effect. But like, it didn't look great. It was CGI. I'll tell you why else this movie costs a lot of money to make. You could tell they shot the whole fucking thing on 3D cameras. It's 2 years after Avatar. 3D's big. It costs more money to make 3D movies, but that's okay because you can charge more for people to see them. Okay. And I think that's what was going on in this movie too. They were really focused in on the 3D, and we both watched this movie yesterday in 2D, so like we could not care less.
I didn't really notice anything that would have like popped out really cool.
I honestly didn't think of it until like halfway through, with his skeleton finger like points right at the camera, and I'm like, oh, there you go, that's 3D.
Which one is the one with the monkey? The little monkey in the bottle. That one keeps like swinging at the camera.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Jack keeps looking at it in the bottle, and it'll like swing at
There
Jack.
you go.
That's like a 3D effect, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that's on Stranger Tide. I give it 2. You give it 2 also.
2. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I love that. My MVP is going to be Penelope Cruz. You're going to go with Ian McShane.
Yeah, but those are the 2 options.
I think you could go Depp. I think you could go Depp for any of these if you want to. He's good.
I mean, you could. I mean, if your feeling is like the only thing worth watching in these movies is Depp, I can sort of understand that.
I went Elizabeth one. I like to try for the other things. Look for the other things, like Elizabeth.
Me too.
My LVP, I'm gonna go with the guy who falls in love with the mermaid. I agree with you. He's not good.
Yeah, that's a good call. I'll go with him too.
Yeah, sorry, but all right.
Maybe I'll just go Barbosa. I'll go Barbosa for all of these. He's the least valuable player.
Shout out to you for doing that. I feel like a lot of people, Barbosa's like a beloved character, and I'm way more on the side with you. I don't hate him as much as you do, but I definitely agree with you. He's worthless.
I understand being resistant to hating Barbosa, okay?
Right.
Because
good actor.
He's played by Jeffrey Rush. Jeffrey Rush is a fucking legend. You go back, watch shit like Shine or Elizabeth or Quills, Shakespeare in Love, Frida. He's great. I mean, the guy can fucking nail it, all right? But this character sucks.
They found no purpose for him. It's not his fault. Not the actor's fault.
No, never for a second is it his fault.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Even in like the dumber shit they give him, and like they kind of linger on his face. He never drops his face or looks stupid or like he's not a pirate or anything. So, great job by him.
All right. But he's my LVP for the franchise.
Love it. Probably me too for the entire franchise.
Okay. Me too. You don't want to talk with Johnny Depp?
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you me too? Somebody?
I don't fucking know. I still
don't
don't
like,
know
beat up
what
his
the fuck.
girlfriend. Is that a me too?
I don't even. I don't know.
What is me too? I thought me too is sexual assault.
Yeah, it is.
Did he do that too? Probably.
It just feels like he's a problematic fixture in Hollywood at this point, isn't he?
Yeah, well, definitely. He's not even around anymore.
Yeah.
He like moved off to like live on his own.
Yeah, he took the fucking money he made from the 4th and 5th Pirates movies. I mean, he never had to work again. Although apparently he did. Remember, like part of that trial was all about how he spent all that fucking money on nonsense.
I didn't pay attention to it. I was way too annoyed to actually pay attention because the whole
No,
everyone was like picking
I
sides. And,
I
like,
completely agree. I had no side. I didn't give a shit in that about that trial at all. I think probably
She
net
won, though, right?
total Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are probably neither a great person. But like whatever, who cares? Like I don't care. But I remember getting like little tidbits throughout the trial, like Johnny Depp, he spent $50 million on wine. It's like what?
Wow. That should have been rum.
Yeah, totally. All right, anyway. Let's get into the next one, huh? So this one, they're a little more conservative. At first they were gonna make 5 and 6 back to back, and they decided not to. They offered it to Rob Marshall, who chose to do Into the Woods. Then they were looking at that fellow Rupert Sanders, who directed Snow White and the Huntsman, but but they ultimately decided on this other squad. Rupert Sanders, of course, I always think of him as cheating on his wife, making out with Kristen Stewart in that car.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many Ruperts now. There's like 6 or 7 Ruperts.
Rupert Wyatt.
Yeah.
Rupert Giles.
Rupert Grint.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot more, honestly. I feel like
Rupert Murdoch.
Yep.
Rupert Everett.
Yep. There's so many, honestly.
Yeah, it's a popular name.
Yeah.
So we end up getting these guys.
Rupert Bonham, of course.
What?
From Survivor. Rupert from Survivor.
Oh, right, of course. Sorry.
Yeah.
One of the great pirates of all time.
Of course. He got his whole shtick from the pirates.
Hey, by the way, you know what's better than all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? Survivor Pearl Islands, all right? And that season came out amidst Pirate Mania. Like that season was trying to capitalize on Curse of the Black Pearl. Did it better, as far as I'm concerned. I care so much more about the Drake tribe and the Morgan tribe than I do about anyone in these fucking movies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you on that. I agree. That's one of the better seasons.
I like Lil more than I like Barbosa. How about that?
I agree. I agree with that. I like Austin more than I like Barbosa. The guy who quit.
Oh, you mean OT?
Oh, the guy. Yeah, OT. He. I don't actually. That's actually.
I do.
No.
I like him and his shorts and his bird. Gave me much more entertainment.
Mm-mm.
All right. Logan, our new directors are Joachim Ronning and Espen Sandberg. All right. You familiar with these guys?
You say Joachim?
Yeah. What would I say?
Joachim? It's like there's a basketball player, Joachim Noah.
All right. I mean,
it's not spelled like that, but it's like I feel like it's the same name. But I don't even know how to say Joachim Noah's name right. So,
Logan,
anyway.
you know who my new favorite basketball player is, right?
Who's that? Josh
Giddey,
Giddey?
baby.
By the way, he's still in the league. He's played a game since everything's happened.
I know he wasn't good in the game.
No, he was not. He airballed a shot from like 2 feet away.
I saw that. Oh my god. Yeah, if you haven't heard, guys, there's an NBA player who just got caught boning a 15-year-old.
Allegedly, he's still in the league.
There's photos of it.
He's still in the league though.
Oh, so. I know. What a great league. Okay. Anyway, these two directors, they're Norwegian. That's what they are. They're Norwegian. Okay? And they had tried in Hollywood earlier in their careers. They directed a film that was written by the great Luc Besson called Bandidas. All right. And I've never seen that, but it always looked to me like a Robert Rodriguez ripoff. I feel like the cover is just like Salma Hayek with a gun or something.
Salma Hayek and Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, there you go.
This is fucking I'm gonna watch this tonight.
I should too.
This is awesome.
Anyway, so they did that. That didn't do well, but then they go back to Norway and they make a foreign film called Kon-Tiki. All right, that gets nominated for an Oscar, gets them back into Hollywood, and these two aren't real artists. They'll take money to make whatever. So now that they're back in Hollywood, they go do this, and then Maleficent 2 for Disney, and now their next film is the remake. It's not a remake; it's a reboot of Tron. The third Tron film. after
Right.
Tron and Tron Legacy. So they only make shitty sequels for Disney. That's their entire lives.
Yeah. Looks like by the way, only Joachim did the Maleficent. Did they split up?
Well, I can't believe they split up, Logan, because they have a joint name together. You know, like our good friends Radio Silence.
Oh, yeah. What's their name?
They call themselves Rowenberg.
Rowenberg. I like that.
All right, great.
Should we have a name?
Loganberg.
Loganberg. All right, we're Loganberg.
All right. And we have a new writer for the first time. The Shrek guys didn't come back for this one. How about that?
You can kind
At first, one of them did. One of them wrote a draft of the script, but it didn't get used. Ultimately, I think that he wrote it while Rupert Sanders was like being considered and shit. But the new writer is this fella Jeff Nathanson. Now, Jeff Nathanson is many things. He's worked with Steven Spielberg a lot. Someone must give him that, right? He's got a writing credit on Catch Me If You Can. All right.
That's good.
Something else about Jeff Nathanson. He is a franchise all-star gang. They are handing the reins of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise to a man who once wrote a film called Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Wow.
All right.
What's one of the biggest
Incredible.
sequels ever, I would say.
I mean, it was a big deal that they made it.
I don't actually mean the biggest sequel ever.
Yeah, like no one saw it in theaters except me.
You saw that in
But-
theaters?
I did.
Why? Aren't you like
I loved Speed. I
How
saw
old are you, like
Speed
10
in
years old?
theaters. Speed, the first Speed is the first R-rated movie my parents ever let me see in theaters.
wow? I'm sure that was
Yeah.
an awesome time in the movie
It was
theater.
incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so he has also done a lot of work for. Oh, he's okay. Sorry, the other sequels he's written: Rush Hour 2 and 3. All right, for Brett Ratner, and then also Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. All right.
Hmm.
All right. He also has a writing credit on The Lion King, the Jon Favreau one, and the upcoming Mufasa: The Lion King prequel,
No.
directed by Barry Jenkins, the man who made
What?
Moonlight.
No, that's a new
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I pretty much want to kill myself.
That's horrible.
Movies are bad.
That's probably the dumbest thing that ever happened.
Uh-huh.
They got Timon and Pumbaa back.
And they're gonna promote it like it's like Black Panther, like it's revolutionary. It's changing the way we see mainstream entertainment.
We'll cover
I'm
it.
telling you. Will we?
Yep. We'll
I
do
don't-
the first one. We'll do 2. We'll do 1.5, the remake, and then this second one.
That sounds horrible.
But we'll get to do 1. That'll be its own week. We'll do 1 and then 2 and 1.5, and then these 2 remakes.
All right. Let's see. Are you wondering how much Johnny Depp got paid to come back for this one?
Yeah, I doubt it's the same amount.
No, it's not. It's more.
What? How is his budget
Yeah.
not higher?
I don't know, but they gave Johnny Depp now $60 million. All
Oh my god.
right, 55.5, not enough for Johnny Depp. Let's get him up to the 60 barrier. All right. This movie was nominated for some Razzies.
It's the raspberries, no razzmatazz. Well, all we're lacking is a little pizzazz, 'cause it's the golden raspberries. It's the worst of the worst, not the best of the best. It's pizzazz gone raz.
Good. Hope it won some.
It didn't. Johnny Depp was nominated for Worst Actor of the Year. He lost to Tom Cruise for The Mummy.
Never saw it.
Me neither. And Javier Bardem was nominated for Worst Supporting Actor for both this and Darren Aronofsky's Mother.
Wow.
Yeah. And he lost to Mel Gibson for Daddy's Home 2. Okay. Of course, Mel Gibson right now living his very best life in 2023.
What's he doing now?
Well, I would argue that A, He's starring in a John Wick spinoff at on Peacock, which he's being paid handsomely for, and nobody seems to care that he's in it.
Well, nobody
Okay?
knows it exists.
All right. No one cares that he's in it. And B, everyone fucking hates the Jews right now.
Yeah, he was
Everyone's
right.
oh
Turns
my
out he's on
God.
the right side of history.
Everyone's right on Team Mel. I mean, liberals don't know it, but they are on Team Mel Gibson right now.
Mel's back on top, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just made a YouTube video about Mel yesterday. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
It
What?
was about the movie
Why?
Signs.
Wow.
Check
I
it
watched
out.
a movie yesterday that's a much worse version of Signs.
No One Will Save You?
Yeah.
Much worse, you said?
Really didn't like it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Anyway, congratulations to Hamas on radicalizing the world.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys. You think we got any Hamas listeners?
Oh, we got tons. Are you kidding me?
We're big over there.
Yeah.
They passed us around. They're like, listen to this great
Oh.
joke that they had. Rewind 15 seconds.
No, I don't think we have Hamas. I think we have Hamas sympathizers listening.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are having a great war.
All right. Should we rank 2017? We haven't done that, I don't think.
Oh, we could do that if you want. Wow.
At least not recently. We haven't.
What's a movie that's in that year so I can look it up?
I,
easily?
Tonya.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I guess I'll do my list first.
Yeah, please.
Number 10. This I feel like was one spot higher, 2 spots higher, but with every passing month, I feel like there's something bad about this movie that comes out. Not about this movie, but about the actors in this movie. I'm talking Baby Driver. And the thing about Baby Driver is that's like a fun movie. It's like supposed to be one you want to rewatch all the time, but you never have the urge to rewatch it because of that fucking cast. So that's a rough one. That'll only slip, I feel like, right? But number 9, my favorite John Wick Chapter 2. Like that one a lot. Number 8, A Ghost Story. They put a sheet on Casey Affleck and they said, stand over there. Don't move. Number 7, the movie I was named after, Logan.
That's right. Yeah.
That came out and then my mom said, ooh, Logan. Number 6, the movie you were named after, I, Tanya. People don't know that's your middle name, Tanya.
Yep.
Number 5, I moved this up because I love this movie and I kind of wanted it to be number 5. That's right. Star Wars Episode 7, The Last Jedi. Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
And then top 4, is it unimpeachable? Is that a word? Unimpeachable top 4?
Sure. Yeah.
Number 4, going to be your number 1, Phantom Thread. Number 3, Lady Bird. Now, I flopped these 2. Never done it before in my life, but I felt the urge to do it. So number 2, Get Out. And number 1, Sean Baker's The Florida Project.
Listen to you. Wow.
Yeah.
Number 1, the Florida Project. All right.
Mhm.
I don't appreciate you assuming Phantom Thread's going to be number 1 on my list.
I feel like it was since you saw it. You told Henry, you like surprised Henry once. You were like, I saw Phantom Thread. It's number 1. And then that never changed.
Okay.
Maybe it's Get Out. It could be either one.
I will say some honorable mentions because in my top 10, I actually have Nathan For You, Finding Francis, and Twin Peaks The Return. But those are both kind of TV things, so I'm not actually going to include them on the list. But also some good movies that year. Thoroughbreds, Beach Rats, Brigsby Bear, Brad's Status, whatever.
Like Batman, Call Me By Your Name,
All right.
Angry
Well,
Goes West.
yeah, some of those are good. And the top 10,
Bad Match.
Yeah.
Remember I got you to watch Bad Match? That's
I
this year.
fucking love Bad. You know,
Guys,
the song,
check out Bad Match.
the song that plays over the closing credits of Bad Match. I still listen to on a weekly basis.
That's I don't even know what you're talking about. So
It's totally random. It's by a band I've never heard of, but it meant like that movie hit me so hard.
and it ends awesome. So you just kind of sit there and
Yeah.
watch the credits. So
Exactly.
guys should watch Bad Match. Legit. It's probably on Netflix.
Fuck
I think
yeah.
that's where I watched it.
If that's free to watch and you've never seen it, you're making a mistake.
I'll look
right
it up
this
for you guys
second.
right now, so you don't even have to do
Yeah.
it.
Are you doing
You can stream it on Prime Video or Vudu, I guess. for
It's a
free.
rental though. Oh, it's free.
It's with ads, I guess, on Vudu.
With
but free
ads.
on Prime Video if you got Prime Video.
Don't watch it with ads. All right, top 10. Number 10, A Ghost Story. Number 9, Stronger.
You
If
love
I-
that one.
Yeah, David Gordon Green, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I forget that's him. Yeah.
Number 8, Mommy Dead and Dearest, which is the documentary about Gypsy Rose and Dee Dee.
Lucy Gray. When you say it just like that.
I know. Number 7, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Number 6, Icarus, which is the doping documentary about Russian doping scandals. Number 5, Florida Project.
Wow.
Number 4, Lady Bird. Number 3, Phantom Thread.
Whoa, what's okay?
Number 2, First Reformed.
Oh, that's 2018. That's why I forget about that one. I have that on 2018.
Yeah, sorry. Letterboxd has it as a 2017 release because of film festivals or whatever. And then number 1, Get Out. I mean, if you don't want First Reformed to be on the list, you could pop everything up one and make
that would be on my list.
And number 10 would be Thoroughbreds. All right, so that's that. This movie finally came out May 26, 2017 on a budget of $320 million. It made $795.9 million at the box office and falls out of the top 10. Every other one's been in the top 5. Now we're down at number 19 for the year between Kong, Skull Island, and The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, we had like Girls Trip and stuff make more than this that year.
I don't know, but maybe.
I remember that was huge. Wonder Woman, that was a huge one. Beauty and the Beast, another big one. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember. Whatever.
Shout out The Greatest Showman. That's the year of The Greatest Showman.
You love The Greatest Showman. You forced me to watch it.
You love it now too.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Although I did hear a song from it at work once, and I was like, "That's good."
Yeah, you didn't even know, and then you looked it up, and you were like, "Oh my god, this is from The Greatest." Do you remember who sang it? Which one it was? Was it Zendaya?
Probably.
See, her and Zac Efron have a nice song together.
No, this made more than
Rewrite
Girls
the
Trip.
Stars.
This did better than Girls Trip.
Oh, okay.
The movies that made more than this: Greatest Showman, Boss Baby, Lego Batman, Get Out, Dunkirk, Coco, Fate of the Furious, Logan, Justice League, Despicable Me 3, Thor 3, It, Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians 2, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Wonder Woman, Beauty and the Beast, and Star Wars 8.
This is a weird year. This movie
is a super weird year.
Every edge of like fandom. So
but
weird.
All franchise.
Yeah, they just like grabbed everything from this year.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about it, I guess.
Yeah. Me and you, we love shark movies. How'd you like Dead Sharks?
I actually got excited because when I put it on Disney Plus, the picture they show for the movie that's like the poster or whatever, there's sharks in the background of it.
Wow.
And I was like, hell yeah, there's gonna be sharks in this one. But it wasn't that good.
I thought it was kind of cool.
It was fine.
Well, they brought out the dead sharks, and I thought they were going to use their carcass to like bait a big shark, but then the sharks they threw in come to life, and they're like ghost sharks. I thought that was kind of cool. Or maybe I'm just dumb for thinking something else.
No, it's fine. I was just bored. I hated this one. I still think it's better than 3. 3 is the nadir of the franchise, but this sucked. I'm gonna give
this
it
is
1.
closer to 3 than it is 2 or 4, in my opinion.
I agree.
But anyway, it starts, as we said, there's like a big Fast 5 part where they steal a bank and they're like riding through town with like the bank. But the bank is like, it like went bad and the bank also the safe grabbed the bank along with it. So they're like dragging a building through town.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's fun. I liked it. And Jack was like in there like having sex with the mayor's wife or whatever.
Yeah, that's the hijink thing. Like
exactly.
You know how at the beginning it's gonna be 20 minutes of hijinks, and that's gonna launch him into the thing. And he's probably gonna meet a young guy who's gonna that's this.
Yes, exactly.
And he meets young Tommy Turner.
Henry. How'd you forget?
Okay. Henry. Oh, right. Henry Turner. And he's Bloom and Knightley's kid. We get a little Bloom cameo at the very beginning.
I have a question. He starts out at the beginning and he's like, "Look how ugly I am," and then at the end he like looks more normal than he did at the beginning. I thought he would like look worse with age every time.
Well, they only got Bloom for a few hours. Can't fuck around with all that barnacle
They
makeup.
probably planned it, yeah, and then they showed up late to the
Yeah.
day. They're like, God damn it! Well, let's hope Logan doesn't ask any questions when they podcast about it. But yes, so there's a guy, Javier Bardem plays a guy Salazar, and he sends Henry Turner.
Salazar's Revenge is the title of this film in England.
Yes, yeah, I feel like I've heard that. And he tells Henry, "Go get Jack Sparrow. We got to get the trident or something."
Yeah, the trident is the MacGuffin for the film. That we're all going to converge where that thing is in the last hour, and we're going to fight there.
Did you know this was a case of de-aging in this movie?
Of course I did. It looks terrible.
I always forget about this one. I feel like a lot of people do it when we talk about the de-aging. Like we talk about Rogue One, and
I always think about X-Men 3. The first time I ever saw de-aging done was X-Men 3. At the beginning of that movie, you see like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen as younger men. It looks terrible.
yeah, this I think it's one of the worst events I've seen.
Oh, it's crazy. The way his mouth moves is like laughable. I feel like I'm playing a PC game in like 1996.
Yeah. It's actually kind of scary. Yeah, they make him talk a lot, and he's always, and the thing with Jack Sparrow is he's like always moving his, but I feel like back then he shouldn't have been as weird. Like he's always like moving his lips and his nose around and like being weird, but he does that then. But
Why wouldn't he be as weird?
Because they say
He's
that
younger.
it happened when he got lost on the beach.
You
with the sun.
forget, Logan. Every fucking this is the third week in a row. I better remind you of this. That was a lie. He was only on that island for like 2 days. He lied about that. He was always crazy.
Why was he crazy then?
Because
He's just born that way.
Character, Logan. He's very kooky and quirky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm wrong about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I thought that it was terrible. And oh my god, we found out how he got named.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
It's sort of like the Han Solo Ellis Island thing.
Yeah, it is like that. He's like,
It's because he hops about in the crow's nest as though he's a sparrow.
a sparrow. Javier Bardem keeps saying sparrow. It's kind of cool. That's like the
I
one
s-
word he really honed in on this movie.
Yeah, I saw in the comments on letter or on what is it, Patreon?
Yeah.
Justin Holcomb
really?
said that Red Sparrow came out like pretty soon after this movie, and he couldn't help himself saying Sparrow in Javier Bardem's voice. Red Sparrow.
Red sparrow. Oh yeah, no, it's pretty great. Probably probably the best part of this movie is how he says sparrow, or Kaya Scodelario,
Well, I was excited when she showed up for sure.
our favorite.
Is she her favorite from what?
Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
Oh, fuck that movie. No, I'm a fan of her because she's Effie in Skins.
I know, but we're the franchise. We have to do the franchise crossover, and this is the franchise crossover. And I brought up earlier, we are going to cover her again. She's in those Maze Runners. You don't know about those.
Oh my god.
She's the girl, I think. She's
I'm
like the main
actually
girl.
curious about those movies. I like mazes. Those
And we
can be
like
fun.
Dylan O'Brien. He's the Maze Runner, right?
Oh, do we like that guy? You do for sure.
I think you like him.
He's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but anyway, she has like this book that has like you got to read the stars or whatever, and it gets revealed her dad is none other than. I thought it was going to be Jack Sparrow at first. I have to say, what would you think?
I would think it can't be Jack Sparrow. Surely it must be the breakout character of this franchise, the one everyone loves, the one that these movies would not exist without. And is that Jack Sparrow? No, not by my count, Logan. It's Hector Barbosa.
Yeah, she's the daughter, not like a granddaughter thing. She's the daughter of Hector Barbosa. Like, I guess that works. But I mean, I had questions, but anyway, but I thought Johnny Depp, because I thought it starts out, he's like kind of sweet. He's nice to her. He's not hitting on her until they get in the boat, and he's like, "Oh yeah, take off all your clothes." Remember that?
Shouldn't be hitting on her anyway. She's like 18.
That's why I thought she was his daughter, because he didn't seem creepy at first, but then he sort of gets creepy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, she's here. Her name's Karina. Whatever.
She loves maps. I mean, she's into like weird shit. I mean, she's like sort of a manic pixie a little bit. She's kind of there.
Pixie dream pirate.
Yeah. She's there kind of for that other dude to be like, oh my God, I'm so horny. I can't believe there's a girl back now who's hot and clean and loves maps like me and stars.
Yes. Speaking of stars, David Wenham is in this movie.
Yeah, speaking of stars, this movie could have used a couple.
Well, we've got David Wenham and we've got Javier Bardem. So, you know David Wenham? We covered him before.
Remind me.
He was in the Lord of the Rings movies, I believe the second and third one.
Yes. What's his character's name?
Faramir. He was Boromir's brother. Sean,
I remember
Sean
that.
Bean.
Yeah.
He's his brother.
But
more importantly, Daniel, he's from another movie.
Ooh,
okay.
I'm excited about this. What's it going to be?
Well, the name of that movie is, of course, titled Van Helsing.
Oh, Logan.
I know. I'm sorry, but he's like Hugh Jackman's weapons guy. He like gives him his weapon. He's like, here, take this weapon. Van Helsing. His name's Carl.
Oh, so he's like Q.
A little bit, yeah. But Q doesn't go on the missions with him, does he? Does she?
No, this guy goes on the missions.
Yeah, he like yeah, a little bit.
Wow,
he's like comedic relief. We gotta watch that soon. All right, but so yeah, he's like the leader of the Navy. We talked about there's always like a military force in these movies. But anyway, so Gibbs is back. He doesn't have anything to do in this movie.
Who's that?
Mutton Chops.
Well, he's there because like Jack's crew turns on him at the very beginning. He's got to get him back.
He's a part of his crew, but then no, he turns on him at the beginning, and then Henry gets him because like Jack's about to be executed, and Gibbs like is there to help Henry.
Right.
He just like shows up to be help, and then later there's like kind of a funny part where people are boarding, and he's like, "Do you want to be the captain?" So that when the bad guys show up, he can point to this guy as the captain, and then it cuts to them like beating the new captain up.
Logan, you want to know something fun? In the flashback, remember there's like a black captain who's like dying and he like hands Jack a thing?
Yeah.
Do you know who that actor was? I'm going to blow your mind right now. You ready?
Don Cheadle.
No.
Who?
Mr. Trick from Buffy.
What? Mr. Trick?
Yeah.
I think he was in one of those Ninja Turtles, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Crossover for Mr. Trick. Holy cow. That's awesome. His first episode, of course, Faith, Hope, and Trick, right?
Yes, correct.
He's the second best.
You remember who Hope is?
Yeah, Scott Hope.
Very good. Okay.
Ex-boyfriend or something. Did he date her Buffy or something?
Yeah, for 3 episodes.
3 whole episodes?
Well, he's in Faith. He's in 3 consecutive episodes: Faith, Hope, and Trick, Beauty and the Beasts, and Homecoming.
Wow, that's crazy. All right,
which is of course Trick. Slayer Fest '98, your favorite.
Which one is that?
Homecoming.
Oh yeah, I was trying to think of what Beauty and the Beast is. Actually, I always forget that.
That's the one. He's got those like friends. That's a couple, and the dude's abusive because he takes like Jekyll and Hyde serum.
Oh yeah. That's not one of my favorites.
Not a great one. No,
got to be bottom 10. Beauty and the Beasts.
It might be. Yeah,
it's a little like that one, Nightmares. It's like an abusive situation.
Yeah, right. Lucky number 12 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
number 13. Yeah, the kid.
So we get. What else happened?
Who cares?
Oh, okay. Oh, there's almost a part where Jack has to almost marry an ugly woman as a debt.
I didn't remember that.
He like almost has to do a wedding. They're like, Jack, as you don't have to pay me,
ugly?
you have to marry my sister, who's widowed. She's like yeah, she's supposed to be like an ugly woman.
I liked when Kaya Scodelario was like, I'm a horologist, and one of the pirates is like, my mom was a horologist too. She wasn't super loud about it, like you.
Yeah.
Get it? Like it's like she's like a whore.
Yep.
I laughed at that.
This one, I'm not sure if it was as sexual as the fourth one. A lot of sex jokes in the fourth one.
No, this movie's for babies. This movie's for really stupid babies.
The fourth one, there's one part where Penelope Cruz shows up. She's like, how come every time we run into each other, you always have something pointing at me? It's like a penis joke. Always says his penis.
Yeah, he's talking. She was referencing his hard cock.
Yeah, and you have to think about that when she says that.
Mm-hmm.
because that's what she's talking about. Anyway, I like the part in this movie where the invention of the guillotine. Johnny Depp first, Jack Sparrow first runs into the guillotine. He's like, "What's this contraption?" And they're like, "The newly created the guillotine."
Yeah, that's right. Because in the first few movies, we're all about hanging people.
That was funny, I thought. So
Yeah, that's all right.
all right. So we get the Black Pearl out of the bottle. Remember?
Yeah, it comes out right into the ocean, pops up.
Well, first of all, it's like it turns into like RC car size, and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what do we do?" And then they toss it in the ocean. It turns
And it starts to just sink, and they're like, "Uh-oh."
a lot of like
no,
bait and switches in this movie. They're like, "Oh, it's gonna be bad," but then it's good. It's like, oh, why? Why? What was the point of that? But okay. Anyway, so we go. There's like a big fight underwater. They're like the sea parts, and it's like we're fighting like half underwater, half not underwater, right?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And then there's like a trident, and we break the trident, and
Yeah.
everybody comes back to life. By the way, there's a part in this movie where like the sun comes out, and it made me think like, yeah, we haven't seen the sun in 3 movies, basically. I felt
You're
like.
right, man. These movies got too dark. No, there's some sun in On Stranger Tides.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel
right.
like.
I can imagine Penelope Cruz
Yeah.
in the sun, but really dull a lot of the time. But anyway,
Yeah.
then the end of
It's
the movie.
dark and drab and boring. Yeah, I don't have. I hated this one. This is. Look, the third one's the worst of the franchise, but the third one is unwieldy. Like it wanted to do too much. Okay,
And it's directed by
And I-
Gore.
Yeah, and I almost respect that more than this. This is the second worst of the franchise, and this is the second worst of the franchise because it had nothing to say, nothing to do, nothing ever. There's absolutely no reason for this movie to exist at all.
I like
At
this more, but I
all.
respect 3 more.
That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't really know how to rank this, but 3 is only worse than this because there's like 30 more minutes. Like minute
But-
by minute, I probably liked 3 more. I don't know.
Three's the nadir of the franchise.
Okay.
This is 2 hour. This is 2 hours and 10 minutes. By the way, that's 40 minutes shorter. Okay, and I mean, it's whatever. It at least is telling like a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like I hated that third one. Like I do respect it more. Like it's definitely more of a real movie. Like because movies don't even exist anymore. Movies are fucking horrible. Anything coming out of the
Except
studio
for
systems, absolute
Banshees
garbage.
of Inisherin. That was a great movie. Remember that?
I
one?
said anything coming out of the studio system is absolute garbage. It just it's no use. I can't even talk about
Barbie.
movies
What about that
anymore.
one?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. Same deal. Mission Impossible.
All movies are about
I know.
trauma now.
I'm just trying to fight you. So the end of the movie, we get our 2 main characters, Karina and Henry. You know those characters. They kiss. They're like, "Oh, we're so in love. We're gonna kiss in this field and share our love with each other." And then a boat pulls up, and Will Turner gets out. Our favorite character, Will Turner, right?
Yeah, whatever.
He comes up and he says, "Son, you look so handsome. You've gotten so tall. You know, your girlfriend." And they walk off, and he's like, "We're pirates." And then they look over in the distance, and who comes running over the hill?
His mom. And at that moment, he realizes, wow, my girlfriend looks an awful lot like my mom.
Really? I don't think so.
Same body type.
Same. What does that mean?
I don't know. Just
They wear the dresses. How do you even tell?
all right, whatever.
But by the way, I mean, I guess their kids are grown. Never mind. I expected her to come running up with a bunch of little kids, but their kids are all grown up, and he's been gone for a bunch of years. But she could have had like a little 2 10-year-olds or something.
Who cares?
Come on, you've completely given up.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you next week, guys. What are we covering?
No, listen. What do you give it? It's a 1.
I give it a
Who's your
1.
MVP?
My MVP is going to be Kaya Scodelario.
Wow.
Yep. I liked her.
Kaya Scodelario. I really wish she'd get better stuff to do.
She was in Crawl. Remember? You like that movie?
Yeah, I didn't like that movie
Really?
very much.
Check it
Better
out
than
again.
Underwater, I guess. What MVP? I'm looking at the cast here. You know what? I'll go with. I like Stephen Graham as Scrum.
Oh, I like him too.
Yeah.
He's in the other ones. Some of the other ones. I think like
No,
3
he's
and
not.
4.
He's only in this one. I read
not
that John.
true.
Yes, it's true because I read that Johnny Depp got him the part because they had just worked together on the Michael Mann film Public Enemies. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the cast. He's the only one that was exciting to me. He's a good actor. He played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire.
On Stranger Tides, Stephen Graham.
Oh, well, then you got him the role in that one.
Yeah, no, he's good. He was actually a good find, I think. These last, he was like something I was holding on to these last.
Yeah,
movies.
agreed.
He's
And
good.
my LVP is, of course, Brenton Thwaites.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Or you
And-
could go David Wenham. I don't think he's very good here, and he's also like cut him out of the movie, cut that whole plot out.
But you look at Brenton Thwaites. Here's a guy that has retreated to TV in the time since this film. They like tried to make him a movie star for a little while. He's in Maleficent. He's in The Giver. He's in Gods of Egypt. He's in this movie. Okay. And then that was it. Now he's playing Robin on HBO Max in that show Titans. Okay.